Hello everybody and welcome back to round 9 and 10 of the F1 2022 World Cup. My name is Chris, otherwise known as CFRacing, and guys, this is the finale for the World Cup, guys. There is a lot that has gone on in the World Cup so far. Verstappen and Hamilton have completely dominated, and they look to be very much in control, and looks to be a title fight between Verstappen, Norris, Perez, and Lewis Hamilton heading into the final two rounds. First, we're going to be racing in Japan. Second, we're going to have the season finale in Bahrain, all in this episode, hosted by TJ and Saiketsu. So thank you so much for them. But now I'm going to go through the drivers and constructor standings heading into round 9 in Japan. Currently leading the World Drivers' Championship is Max Verstappen with 75.5 points, followed by Lando Norris, George Russell, Sergio Perez, Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, Zhou Guanyu, Sebastian Vettel, Pierre Gasly, and Daniel Ricciardo round off your top 10. From 11 to 22, we have Liam Lawson, Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll, Carlos Sainz, Valtteri Bottas, Esteban Ocon, Alexander Albon, Yuki Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher, Kevin Magnussen, Oscar Piastri, and in dead last we have Nicholas Latifi. Your World Cup team standings heading into round 9 in Japan is the Netherlands, followed by Germany, Great Britain, Italy, Canada, Switzerland, France, Japan, Australia, Thailand, and the USA in dead last. Now guys, it is time for Saiketsu and TJ to take it away for round 9 in Japan.
Suzuka Circuit hosts round 9 for the World Cup, as now our world travel takes us to Japan. Hopefully not in track of some GP2 engines, but right now certainly a lot of points up for grabs. Right now we take a look at Max Verstappen. Hello everyone, TJ Chamberlain here with my broadcast partner Sakatsu.
Yeah, as this is going to be an interesting qualifying session, as I think qualifying is going to be very important, and we talked about this before the recording, that there's going to be a lot of trains in Suzuka if you can't get a good qualifying position, and if a slow car is in front of you, it's going to cost you a lot of time.
Especially because I'm expecting to see a lot of single file racing, especially at the start. First couple laps, you wouldn't think anything of it. But the more the race goes on, that dirty air is just going to multiply.
Oh, 100% it's going to multiply. I would agree with you. And I think qualifying session is going to come to an end, and we'll cut to David Crufty in a bit if, they finish. There we go.
Welcome to one of this year's most challenging races, where the combination of high speed and complex corners makes this one of the drivers' favourite tracks. It's time for the Japanese Grand Prix. 18 corners make up a lap of the incredible figure-of-8 Suzuka circuit, with 10 to the right and 8 to the left, for a distance of 3.6 miles. Average lap speeds around here are fairly quick. If it stays dry, then expect somewhere in the region of 136 miles per hour. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are 3 main things to worry about there, Crofty: positioning, awareness, and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
Well done from David Crufty, as we start the starting grid from qualifying, and I think we'll see Verstappen on pole right now, as we do, and Lewis Hamilton alongside in P2. What great qualifying sessions for both of them, and I hope we'll see an exciting race from the two as well. As we now come into P3, we see Checo Perez, Lando Norris P4, Charles Leclerc P5, we see George Russell P6, we see Vettel in P7, Alonso P8, we see Schumacher in 9th, we see Bottas in 10th, we see Gasly 11th, Albon 12th, Piastri 13th, Sainz 14th, we see Zhou in 15th, Ricciardo 16th, Stroll 17th, Latifi 18th, Tsunoda 19th, Ocon 20, Magnussen 21st, and we see, I think, Liam Lawson 22nd.
There's Liam Lawson.
Yep.
Yes.
Perfect.
Liam Lawson.
Liam Lawson. Every race.
Magnussen. Now we get the lights going. They're on, And now they are off. Race 9 of the World Cup is underway, and already people going all over the place as both Hamilton and Verstappen get a really great start.
Yeah, and I think this could be a exciting race as we see Hamilton maybe still getting the move on him right now.
Yeah, and it looks like Hamilton will have the lead to start. And also, all aboard the train. We were saying this during pre-race, and now officially the train has started.
Oh yeah, and we see Lewis Hamilton leading out, and there's a little bit of a gap in between a couple of the cars, but not much, as again, the dirty air could come into a play and maybe break apart some of these cars into different sectors. But so far, so good for the side of Team Netherlands. It's just 2 and 3 right now.
Yeah, right now, of their drivers Verstappen and Perez, they're deep in the battle. Right now, 2nd and 3rd. Not completely out of reach. Actually, somewhat good. They're actually dealing with less of the dirty air all throughout the field, rather than if you're Esteban Ocon right now, who started near the back of the grid.
Yeah, and we still see Lewis Hamilton still leading as the train, again, still chugging along, and we might see Verstappen might go for a move on start-finish straight, as we see Verstappen's getting a little bit closer to Lewis on that start-finish straight as we go into lap 2.
And once DRS opens, I feel like this mayhem is going to break loose. Is now lap 11, Lance Stroll, no, not Lance Stroll, that is Carlos Sainz, correction, making a move on Liam Lawson. It looked like a Canadian car, but it ended up being a Spinola car.
I mean, that was a great catch from you, as I almost messed up Joe and Giovinazzi, the former Alfa Romeo driver in Team Switzerland, compared to Joe, who's current. Yeah, Italian Jesus the GOAT, as we now right on board with Max Verstappen right now, and he's really close, and I think DRS is going to maybe pull him ahead of Lewis on the start-finish straight.
Yeah, that definitely could happen right now. He's close. He's going to just pass the line to activate it right now. Making his move on the outside. Will it stick? Going into 1, and yes, it will. Oh, the little bit wide in the grass, and I think they touched. Look out.
The elbows are out from Lewis Hamilton, and they're still going into each other in this turn, and I think Max Verstappen's finally. Yeah, Verstappen's.
Oh, man. That was wild.
Yeah, they really want to keep fighting each other, and they're used to seeing each other as the World Championship rivals last season.
And now lap 14, it looks like Mick Schumacher will be possibly coming in for his stop, switch to the mediums a little bit earlier than many would expect. Pit window really starting in the next lap or two. Lap 15 coming in for a stop.
I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures, as he's definitely pending for these mediums right now, and the Haas pit crew for Team America just had a decent pit stop. Again, desperate times, desperate measures. You got to make a move when you only have 1 point in the championship, really, for Team America.
Schumacher with the only 1 point as well. Kevin Magnussen has been all but invisible when it comes to this World Cup, and now lap 15. Verstappen and Hamilton still going, but at the same time, that's not the only drivers going for Team Netherlands and Team Germany in a battle. Because right now, Lando Norris is in a sandwich in between Perez and George Russell. Even a little more back, you got Leclerc, Vettel, GP2 engine man Fernando Alonso. You also got Valtteri Bottas in this battle as well. Not Pierre Gasly. Gasly's a little bit back.
Gasly's just in the middle of Narnia with Alex Albon still following him, and even Sainz following him. I think we'll see a little bit of a sector difference as, you know, Dirty Air's cost going. I think somebody just touched grass right there.
Yeah, just doing a little bit of a landscaping job around Suzuka. But definitely not going to get any good reviews since it just barely touched.
Yeah, sadly, as there's not really many overtakes, so unless you're really going to go around the outside in grass, you're not going to really do landscaping. Also, you get a penalty from the FIA, so that ain't going to work. As, you know, I just spoke too soon. Somebody from Team Australia hit the grass.
I think that was Liam Lawson that hit it. Speaking of Liam Lawson, he's about to get overtaken by Daniel Ricciardo. He's currently in the top 10 in the standings. And, I mean, you take Ricciardo with what he's doing in this. Where is this version of him in real life right now? Just been vanished from real life, just sent to the Shadow Realm.
Hey, at least he's doing better in this like formula, as we'll call it, or the World Cup as we call this formula, than in real life.
Yeah,
As we see
Verstappen's
Verstappen in the pits with mediums. Yeah,
Undercut.
the undercut going on. Will it work though, TJ?
Will it work? That is the question. Because right now, lap 18, Lewis is possibly coming in lap 19, lap 20. Honestly, knowing Max, this is going to be close.
And yeah, he's definitely gonna have to pit now to cover this up, as he will come in the pits and probably pit for the medium tires as well. As medium tires, I think, are really good for this Grand Prix, as you know, it's gonna help with tire wear and you'll still have some decent pace.
Yep, and now Hamilton out. Couple cars going by on board with Verstappen. He's on the main straight. With one car just blocking him for the time being, he will get by Hamilton. But now, will he get by? That is Nicholas Latifi in front of him. Latifi, with these two, he has history when it comes to battles between Hamilton and Verstappen.
Nah, man, he likes to pick different sides every time, as we see. He was costing, you know, Lewis the championship here. He's going to cost Verstappen the race here. As look at this. He's costing him so much time, and Lewis is now on the back of Verstappen.
Yep, well, F1 fans, looks like this is somewhat of a fix for the 2021 race to end the year at Abu Dhabi. As now Hamilton will make his move, as Latifi made his, I think he was making a stop now. He just went in.
He is not rigging this race, on God. He was purposely, you know, waiting till lap 21, the pit, as everybody was putting on lap 18. Nothing suspicious at all, right?
You mean lap 21?
Yeah.
You're bringing all beams back through in this booth, apparently.
Yeah, and, you
Well,
know, this Lando Norris is in P3 as Sebastian Vettel and Leclerc
here
follow
comes
each other.
Sebastian Vettel. Leclerc.
You're full of jokes today, TJ, aren't you?
Valtteri Bottas, P2 engine man. Mick Schumacher actually doing somewhat decent. Oh, and yep, he's doing some landscaping too.
Yeah. You know, we do a little bit of trolling. You know, you were trolling a little bit with the GP2 engine and making these jokes. And, you know, Alonso decided to touch grass as well to do some landscaping.
Yeah, he did that. Oh, and almost, I think that was the same Australian car of Liam Lawson that hit the grass earlier.
Yeah, casually just doing a little bit of trolling, doing a little bit of landscaping. No FIA penalties, on God.
Yes. Yes, we're just making the track better. It's now lap 22. That is Zhou Guan Yu. He's about to make a pass on that is Carlos Sainz. He's going to use the outside to get this move done. Make a little bit later, and as a result, he gets the position.
Yeah, we still see Lewis Hamilton in the lead with Max Verstappen in second and Perez in free. So this is going to be really good for Team Netherlands right now, because they're still 2-3, and that's going to be perfect.
Yep, and speaking of memes and trolls, here's the man himself. What has happened? We need to know, as it looks like Lance Stroll is going to have an overtake. Possibly. And yes, he will have an overtake on Liam Lawson, as Oh Canada plays in the background somewhere in Lawrence Stroll's house.
Did we just get Lance Stroll in Suzuka?
We just did.
We just got Lance Stroll in Suzuka, as Verstappen's now on the back of Lewis Hamilton on lap 48.
We're coming to 5 to go.
Yeah. I wonder, like, when is the proper move to make the overtake, though?
I feel like it would be on the front stretch. We know that's going to be best place. I feel like Verstappen, once he has DRS, one place in one lane in particular, he's really been using going to Hamilton's.
But how long should he wait, though, is the question, to make the overtake?
Lap 52, lap 53, that is my go-to for it. He's gonna go around on the inside of Lewis Hamilton. That's my prediction.
I think that would be the smartest thing to do as well, because it'll be hard to defend in Suzuka.
Yeah, also with this battle, I feel like the final podium spot will also come down to the last lap with George Russell getting it.
Oh yeah, probably. I think you'll get a perfect prediction right there, as if it's not George Russell, it's definitely gonna be Checo now. because I think those are the main two, because it's hard to overtake, and look how the big the train is as you keep switching perspectives in different sectors.
It could be opposite with the Netherlands and Germany battle, because you could have Verstappen take the lead, then have Hamilton P2, then Russell go around, possibly on the outside. That's been a very strong lane most of this race, or George Russell. I feel like that's where he'd make his move on Perez. He'd be using the outside.
Yeah, considering how big that train was, and we saw a lot of the onboards, I think that would be the ideal move, as now we're actually back on board with Max Verstappen versus Lewis again.
And we're about to be coming to the white flag. To on board with Max Verstappen. Now, white flag, 1 to go, past the DRS line. Verstappen will be using the inside, and he will get by Lewis Hamilton.
What a great overtake. And I think
George Russell.
Yeah, I think
George
George
on board.
Russell's for it too. He is.
Russell will be going on the outside. 2 for 2.
But hey, the perfect prediction is coming into play, and I think that's going to be big for the side of Team Germany getting the 2 free here. Unless Verstappen makes a mistake right here, which I doubt he will.
Unless Verstappen makes a mistake, which knowing Verstappen, he doesn't make a lot of those. Especially today, he's not made any mistakes. He's played the strategy smart. As a result, this is his race to lose.
The only time he makes mistakes is when he's too aggressive, but why be too aggressive when you're in the lead right now?
Yeah, this would be Hamilton's mistake because he's the one chasing Verstappen right now.
Yeah,
which right now there's really only one more spot that he could.
Yeah,
and that's on this turn right here.
This would be the only area where he could, in my opinion, because we're gonna be pretty close to the second 2 corners, and there's not really an overtaking chance of those second 2 corners.
And now, yep, it doesn't look like he's going to. Oh, coming into the final 2 corners, Max Verstappen will increase his championship lead, and he will win here at Suzuka, with Lewis Hamilton finishing in second, and George Russell being the leader of a big train for the last podium positions. Perez 4th, I believe, in 5th, that is Lando. Yep. Then a bunch of cars.
Drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
That was a great race for the side of Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. I am one of your hosts, Saikatsu, with TJ, and I hope we get a great race for race 10, TJ. Thoughts before we cut to the black screen?
Oh, before the black screen and the Chris, Bahrain's going to be a good one. That's going to be my prediction.
Yep, and we'll now tune into Chris for the standings and the other stuff that he will be talking about in the World Cup before we see off for Bahrain. See ya!
At the end of round 9 and heading into round 10 in Bahrain, your World Cup driver standings look like this. Max Verstappen is in the lead with 88 points, followed by Lando Norris in second with 71. Behind him, we have George Russell, Sergio Perez, Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, Zhou Guanyu, Sebastian Vettel, Pierre Gasly, and Daniel Ricciardo rounds off your top 10. 11 to 22 is Fernando Alonso, Liam Lawson, Lance Stroll, Carlos Sainz, Valtteri Bottas, Esteban Ocon, Alexander Albon, Yuki Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher, Kevin Magnussen, Oscar Piastri, and Nicholas Latifi in dead last. Your World Cup team standings look like this. Germany is your World Cup team standings heading into the final race. It looks like this. Netherlands are in the lead with 152 points. Looks like they could very well win the World Cup. It's looking pretty good for them. Second in P2 is Germany, followed by Britain, Italy, Canada, Switzerland, France, Japan. Thailand is in 10th, and Australia, I made a typo there. It's supposed to have 1 point, not 26 points. Thailand is in second last, and USA is in dead last. Now, guys, once again, going to give it to TJ and Saiketsu for round 10 in Bahrain.
Here we are for championship weekend of the Formula 1 World Cup. And because of cobs of money, we are here in Bahrain as we get ready for qualifying. And right now, take a look, and there is, yep, Lance Stroll. He's out on track right now, as once again, I am joined by Sakatsu.
Oh, well, we're back, and we got Lance Stroll in Suzuka, and now we're about to get Lance Stroll in Bahrain. How does it feel, TJ?
I didn't think we'd be starting with Lance Stroll. There's a couple cars in front, but Lance Stroll just proving that no matter how much money you have, even with this car, you'd still be near the back. A Lance Stroll story.
Yeah, he is Daddy's Cash after all, and hopefully he could do well, as we got Lance Stroll like multiple times in Suzuka. Now we're about to get Lance Stroll here as qualifying comes to an end.
Welcome to the Bahrain International Circuit. Any moment now, our drivers will take to the track and the Bahrain Grand Prix will begin. Formula 1 returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36-mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities. It could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. And I'm delighted, as always, to introduce Anthony Davidson, who'll be taking you through all the action alongside me today. So, let's briefly discuss Lewis Hamilton.
Well, it was a really impressive lap in qualifying to get pole position, but are they going to be able to hold on to the lead into the first corner with so many quick starters around them? And let's see who's able to keep their tyres in that temperature sweet spot early on. You've got a great tyre warmer underneath your right foot, and the drivers need to make the most of that on the formation lap, lest they see themselves skating wide at turn 1 on cold rubber.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Gasly, Perez, George Russell and Leclerc, Norris, Bottas, Sainz and Kimi Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Ocon, Sebastian Vettel and Ricciardo, Mick Schumacher, Tsunoda, the owner driver and Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
And now for Bahrain, we have 5 lights on. And for the final time, 5 lights off, we are underway, and it looked like possibly Pierre Gasly might have had a little bit of a jump.
Look, Pierre Gasly had a little bit of a jump, and oh my god, he's already up to P2 potentially. What a great start for Pierre Gasly.
Yeah, Gasly up to P2, and already I see some 2, maybe 1 row that it might have been 3 wide. I mean, with this track, it's almost, I mean, if you're an American getting into F1, this is almost close to an oval. There's a ton of left turns. And also, the racing here can be pretty crazy at times.
Maybe that's why I'm good at F121 at Bahrain, because the oval technique as the American. Maybe I fit that stereotype, huh?
Maybe so, as now this is one. Oh, it looked like, it might have been from the camera angle, it looked like George Russell hit the curb. And now, the train is going here in Bahrain too. It integrated all the way to Bahrain.
It looked like for a second, as I was, we were talking about it, it actually looked like it was an oval as the camera angle we got when we were talking about the overtake. So that's a little bit amusing. Oh, somebody went off right there, I believe.
Oh, that was an Australian car. That was Liam Lawson. That went a little bit wide. This car is still in one piece. You don't need some flex tape to fix it up if there's not a lot of damage.
Hey, after all, Yuki Tsunoda, after Baku had to, put some tape on his, and so maybe he might need some tape to help his. And yeah, they do need some tape as he's pitting right now.
No, that's Mick Schumacher pitting.
I mean,
Schumacher didn't even go off.
Yeah, nothing really went off there. He just pitted. Maybe he was the tape, you know, after all.
And now DRS is open. That is one of the cars for Team Spinala, aka Team Italy. That is, I believe, Carlos Sainz. No, that's Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc going with Alex Albano.
You know, the more we mix up names, the more
almost
perfect we're gonna be. That was free wide.
Oh.
Wait, what?
That was almost 3 wide. Albano was a little bit ahead. A 2 for a second, maybe 3 wide. Oh man, for lap 4.
Team Spinella still fighting. Maybe it will become a free wide again. Maybe so. Not really.
Claire going right now side by side with Carlos Sainz. A couple cars if something were to happen. Who knows? Possibly.
You know.
Ooh, close.
Yeah, it's still fighting. You know, as you once said, Team Spinella. They're still going.
Spinala, Team Italy.
They're still going. Look, they're still fighting, TJ.
Oh, they're close, dude. They're close. As long as both cars go back in one piece, let them fight it out.
How many turns have they gone through and they're still too wide? They're still fighting. It's like the fourth turn.
4 or 5 turns that they've been too wide.
You know,
and
maybe they're trying to prove the #1 driver here. You know, never know. In Team Spinella.
There's not a true #1 driver. This team, as once again, DRS is going to be activated. Now back to single file. Now, 2 wide again. This time with, that is George Russell.
Maybe too much fighting is actually costing Team Italy as 2 cars finally get ahead of Charles Leclerc.
2 cars get ahead as now we head onto one of the straighter parts of the track, and it is 3 wide. Oh, this is not going to work.
Man, this is too much fighting. You know, this is already entertaining. We see the Team Italy's cars flying up us out, and they're too wide. They're still too wide going on.
Oh, there's no side by side. And now Leclerc, little bit of an advantage. As of now, he's battling. I believe that might be Lando Norris. Now, he goes off. Oh man. Leclerc goes off.
That's how you know you've been fighting so hard. That they've been fighting for like so many turns, and we see another fight going on.
Another one. This time it's Albon, and I believe that's Sergio Perez.
A former Red Bull driver still fighting us. They're still going into the next turn.
Yeah, it's close right now. Oh, and another Team Italy car. We might get 3 wide again. Maybe. It looked like Albon might have possibly been getting squeezed in the middle. Right now, it's a 3-4 car fight. Oh, man, this is some good racing going on right now.
Albon's not giving up the position, though. Look at him. He just got it back.
He's defending like his life depends on it.
He's like, you took my job. You ain't taking my position.
And now, once again, I think they are side by side as... Oh, you spoke too soon. You spoke too soon. And now Albon's off. A little bit. Yeah, he's off. Oh, no.
There's some great fighting, though.
You had to jinx him.
You know, the commentator curse is very much a karma, after all. But it is entertaining fighting for us, so I ain't complaining.
Yes. And now 2. Oh, maybe 3. Oh, no, not 3.
We're only on lap 6, and we're still fighting forever.
We're still just... This is madness. Lap 11 now. There's still some side-by-side on the front stretch with Perez and Carlos Sainz. George Russell's close. It's almost like there's just that train going on.
Man, if only we could get this racing in real life. You know how many cars are going on? This is another 2 wide.
And they're still 2 wide. For a second, looked like it had a chance to go 3. But right now, cooler heads are prevailing. And just no one driving like a maniac. Oh, it looked like for a second, Perez might have got a little bit loose.
You know, Team Germany and, you know, the Netherlands are still fighting, and they're trying to get through the pack as we keep seeing a lot of these cars go too wide as we finally get a break, which is Lewis Hamilton leading the race. Actually, he's going to pit right now.
He's going to pit, and now current leader, and I've been waiting a while to say this, Pierre Gasly! Yes, I had to.
Yes, yes, we do a little bit of trolling here as we see A lot of these cars are going in for another set of the...
Oh, cars going by a lot of positions.
Yeah,
going by.
we actually see a lot of people pitting on for another set of sauce, which is interesting. You would think mediums would be good right now.
And now they're coming out. Oh, they got like a pack forming. Oh no. I got a bad feeling about this.
You know, if it ends bad, it's entertaining though, right?
Yes, it is. Like, as a driver, the last thing you'd want is to be stuck in the middle of 3 wide. Oh, man.
But entertainment's more important, as we are now finally getting to see the running order a little bit as we're going into the next turn.
Yeah, Verstappen, Gasly in 3rd still. Gasly holding his own, but there's Lando Norris. He's close. That is Valtteri Bottas in 5th. Sergio Perez in 6th. Right on his.
That was a little bit of a lockup from Sergio Perez as we saw the smoke.
Yeah, a little bit of smoke coming from that car. There's also Fernando Alonso. Yeah, that's Fernando Alonso ahead of Liam Lawson.
And Daniel Ricciardo's right behind with Sebastian Vettel. And
Sebastian Vettel.
We finally get to see a little bit of space though, at least.
Yeah. For the first 20 or so laps, it was just side by side. A ton of close calls.
We don't get paid enough to commentate your 2 wides. I wasn't paid enough for this, as we see, Mick Schumacher on his own with Ocon right behind him as well. And potential 2 wide on this main trip with a Team Netherlands car right here.
Now lap 26. That is Perez. He's getting around. That is Valtteri Bottas. Sadly, the traditions of Bottas just letting people by continue here at Bahrain.
What do you mean? He's God's gift to defending, as we actually see an overtake right here.
Oh, God.
George Russell. I think that's Carlos Sainz.
That is Sainz.
Now, before I was interrupted, though, I think Bottas is the great defender, as he totally defended Lewis Hamilton after all those championships, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got a point. You got a point, but in the end, he still ended up getting sacked.
Exactly.
Lap 32, more pit stops, it looks like, going on.
Yeah, it seems the double stop.
Who will have the quicker stop, though?
Yeah, it seems like the double stop, though, because it's the double super soft to medium, right?
Double super soft to medium. Well, double soft to medium.
Yeah, I'm saying supers because I'm so used to the old tire compound being purple in Bahrain.
Yeah, you mean the ultra softs.
Yeah, the radio ultra soft? Anyways, what are you going around about that?
Yes, and it looks like Hamilton will win the battle off pit road between Verstappen, Pierre Gasly, and it looked like there was one other car. It might have been Lando Norris.
I think it was Lando. Maybe it was Ricciardo. We could keep mixing up drivers and keep trolling a little bit. As we see the overtake right here.
Overtake, yep, that is Esteban Ocon, I believe.
I think that was actually Fernando, but he's still behind Team Australia. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah, that is Fernando, but he's still behind.
Yeah, maybe it's a roadblock like his championship in Abu Dhabi.
Lane in, curve. Oh, they touched.
They definitely touched. Oh, they're touching again!
And around they go! Oh! Blossom's out of this race!
And that's a safety car coming out. Ooh, that's a lot of contact.
There, and I think what happened was it looked like it. I think that was Liam Lawson. He might have turned just slightly to the left.
And the wise words of Fernando Alonso, though, right, TJ? The wise words. All the time you have to leave a space.
Yeah.
All the time.
The words of Alonso himself. And he did not get the space, and as a result, he's out of the race.
Lap 38, and the safety car's still going on, and, this is going to be good to tighten up the grid. Maybe some pit stops went on that we haven't seen, and this could be important as well.
It's just basically a free pit stop for anyone that wants it.
Yeah, especially right now, going mediums to the end would be nice.
Yeah, plus we have about 20 to go. Just past 20 to go, actually.
Yeah, you could. I think you can pull a medium to the end.
Yeah, you could do that. As Yuki Tsunoda catching up. Yeah, that just shows that Pierre Gasly hasn't really been doing a lot for Japan. If Gasly's still far in the back.
Gasly's actually being pretty impressive. As he's still in P3 right now, actually, which is
In
crazy.
P3, as now we are back green on lap 40.
Yeah, 17 laps to go, and a lot of these cars are bunched up because of the safety car. Maybe a potential 2 wides.
2, maybe some more 3 wide.
You know, it'd be great content, wouldn't it, huh?
What? And now onto the small straight. Everyone stay in single file for now.
Maybe they saw what happened with Alonso, and they're like, maybe we do have to leave a space. As we
Yeah,
now,
though, at the same time, it didn't look like Lawson kind of came down on him. As now lap 44. Oh, no, we're back side by side.
and you know, we will see a lot more side-by-side with George Russell and Pacheco. So...
Oh, a little bit of... I saw some sparks.
Wait, maybe 3 wide? Maybe? Maybe?
Oh, almost 3 wide. Side by side.
And
That
Sainz
could
gets
have
the position.
ended terribly.
It could have. Wait, they're still fighting, though.
Yeah, they're still fighting for a position. I believe that might be... Or... I think that's 7.
I mean, it's still Sainz and Russell's still fighting, and I think Russell might have the advantage.
Yeah, this is right now extremely close. Oh, I think Russell's had a little bit of a bobble there. Oh, no, he's a little bit off.
They always keep going off in the same turn. Have you noticed that?
Oh, look. Speaking of Valtteri Bottas, there he is. I'm the guy that stole his seat.
Revenge would be sweet, isn't it?
Oh. Now he's behind him.
Yeah, he is indeed behind them, and that's tragic for Team Germany.
Yeah, when it comes to the Constructors race, lap 50 now. Now Verstappen looking to make a move on Lewis. It will work. Gasly is still right there.
Gasly could potentially win this race. That's the crazy thing. I said,
Potentially win this race.
wait, maybe 3 wide?
Oh, 3 wide! The lead, there we go! Will it? Oh! Wait, does Gasly have the lead? Gasly has the lead!
He really is going to carry Team Japan.
Oh, man! Now we're going to lap 53. And Verstappen has got DRS on Gasly. Oh, there's a chance he might go by. And right now, now he's ahead.
I swear, if they go off in the same turn that like 3 drivers have gone off in, I'm gonna lose as we go 2 wide here.
It's 2 wide again. Gasly's had a really good race right now. But also at the same time, 2 wide racing. Okay, Gasly was just smart. He lifted off a little. Now going to the last lap, DRS will be open for 3 cars.
We're in for similar scenes to the Suzuka race. I think Verstappen might be able to hold off
So
Lewis,
might
but
be
we're
another way
fighting!
around. Hamilton making his move.
Maybe I jinxed Verstappen, so Hamilton's trying to go for this move.
Didn't work.
Didn't work.
Side by side. Gasly, oh! Contact! A little bit of contact.
You gotta throw the elbows out. This is for the win, bud.
Oh! Man!
Man,
Anyone's going into here. There's also 1 more DRS activation zone.
and it gets worse too, because one of these people could be off the podium. There's 4 cars close to each other.
4 cars close to each other. So someone could possibly be off the podium. And now the DRS activation line. Question is, who will it be? Stay in single file. What it looks like. And this is safe to say this, Max Verstappen, drivers-wise, will be the winner.
Oh, definitely. Unless some error happens right now, again, I think he's going to. Again, he's in the last corner, I think, as well, so...
Yeah, this is the last corner. Going into the last corner, Max Verstappen wins the World Cup Championship. The Netherlands win the Constructors. And in general, Max Verstappen gets another, I think that's like 4 or 5 victories for him in this World Cup.
Oh yeah, he's been dominant this World Cup as the rest of the cars finish right now.
That's it another spectacular Grand Prix here in Bahrain and a real champion's drive to take the win. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
What a great way to end this season of the World Cup, and hopefully we'll have more great racing and then maybe a potential other World Cup to end. As I am your host, Laikatsu. Any followers, TJ, before we go to Chris?
This has been a great World Cup, and overall, it's safe to say the best driver won in Max Verstappen.
Yep, and we'll cut to Chris right now for the standings. The finished off the World Cup.
And at the end of the F1 2022 World Cup, your champion is Max Verstappen, taking 100.5 points on the year. Granted, would be about 201 if we actually use real points, but Verstappen and Hamilton did get half points because or else they would be quite overpowered with full points. Lando Norris finishes in P2 and Sergio Perez rounds out the top three. In 4th and 5th, we have both German drivers with George Russell and Lewis Hamilton. 6 to 10 is Pierre Gasly. Charles Leclerc, who had a very good start to the World Cup, but a very poor end. He is tied with Zhou Guanyu for 7th. Sebastian Vettel is in 9th, and Daniel Ricciardo finishes out the top 10. From 11 to 22, we have quite a disappointing performance from Fernando Alonso. Liam Lawson did pretty good after taking that win in Canada, followed by Lance Stroll, Carlos Sainz, Valtteri Bottas, Esteban Ocon, Alexander Albon, Yuki Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher, Kevin Magnussen, and yet the score was Magnussen, Piastri, and Nicholas Latifi. Your World Cup champions, or World Team Champion, whatever you guys want to call it, goes to the Netherlands with 174.5 points, followed by Germany in P2. Great Britain finishes in P3, followed by Italy in 4th. Canada surprisingly finished in 5th. Switzerland in 6th. France in 7th. Japan finishes 8th. Australia finishes 9th. Thailand finishes 10th. And USA, once again, I forgot to fix that typo, my bad, is in dead last. So guys, thank you so much for watching the World Cup. It didn't perform as much as I expected it to, but it was still a lot of fun to make, and I appreciate all the support you guys gave on the series. I have taken a lot of feedback from this initial World Cup that I will be putting in to next year's World Cup. Hopefully the F1 game is a lot easier to mod next year, and maybe I might just put things in F2 car so each driver represents their own specific team. Maybe I'll mod that. Who knows? Let me know in the comment sections how you guys think I could do the World Cup next year. But with that being said, see you guys next time. Thank you so much, Saiketsu and TJ, for doing the voiceovers for this. You guys are great, and I'll see you guys next time.